The former ruling party is preparing to
All
go for a
right.
mass rally in Pakistan today,
Yeah.
12 hours from now.
Listen to
Now to
this.
Ukraine, where captured nationalist soldiers have described how they brutally killed civilians, including women, for refusing to follow them or not knowing nationalist code words. And a warning, you may find this footage disturbing. One militant says he shot a woman because she refused to go with him into a room. He showed the pit where he dumped her corpse. Another fighter has admitted to killing a civilian for not knowing a code word used by nationalists to identify Russian soldiers. And we want to let you know that their testimony may have been given under duress.
Two guys came. I asked them to stop. They didn't want to stop. I asked one of them what the word palyanitsa means. He didn't answer, and I shot him dead. The second replied that the word means bread, and I let him go.
I told a woman, let's go to another place nicely or I'll shoot you dead. She refused. I shot her in the head. Then I got a bit afraid. I'd been interested in how a person dies.
Oh my
Russia's
God.
defense ministry has reported that on Saturday alone, more than 80 people were evacuated from conflict areas in Mariupol. That's after authorities...
This is real. This isn't a made up crisis actor with the perfect no makeup look and hair combed and shit. This is serious shit.
In the Donetsk People's Republic warned that civilian areas have increasingly become under fire by Ukrainian troops in recent days. Kiev, however, has repeatedly said it's Russia that is targeting civilians.
Okay.
RT's Roman Kosorov spoke with a local woman who described the violence.
Oh my God.
We are in one.
Fuck.
And this is where.
Oh no.
From cities like Mariupol or Volnovakha arrive. They have different various injuries. Some have shrapnel in their bodies. Some were wounded by gunshots, some by shelling, and some were wounded as they were trying to evacuate from their towns. Now, I spoke to one of the mothers that has two children that were wounded as they were trying to evacuate from the city of Volnovakha. The woman is determined to return to her home city of Volnovakha. However, she is still scared about the future. Thus, she doesn't want to give her name and she doesn't want to be seen on camera.
Shelling began on March 28th. I learned that we could evacuate via the Green Corridor. We put a white cloth on the car. We also wrote that there were children inside and we set out. As we were driving, they started shooting at us without any warning. I was crying and begging that there were children inside. At this moment, I thought no one was alive. I got out, and then everyone who could also did so. There were people who couldn't. Sometime after that, they shot again. A woman was killed by a rifle fire, but she covered and saved her child. Everyone was injured. It was a huge relief for us when the Donbass forces came. They started to get us out of here. We were then brought to the hospital and surgeons at the railway hospital saved our lives. We stayed there for some time and then we were released from the hospital. As we got home, my child's health got worse and the emergency service immediately brought us to this hospital.
A story that has shaped this week, Russia's top diplomat says a reported massacre in the Kiev suburb of Bucha and the international reaction to it are an attempt to derail peace talks. Disturbing footage of what is said to be civilians lying dead in the town's streets was released by Ukraine last weekend and quickly circulated in the Western media.
Yeah.
Kiev says Russia is to blame. Moscow strongly denies that allegation.
Western and Ukrainian propaganda has exclusively been inflating hysteria around the video, which, as we understand, was filmed by the Ukrainian military in the city of Bucha in the Kiev region. The frank orchestration and deceit about alleged war crimes of the Russian military has been proven many times. The question arises, what is the reason for the outright provocation? We tend to think that the reason lies in the desire to find an excuse to disrupt the ongoing negotiations.
The UN has suspended Russia from its human rights
account. Oh, God. I mean, that's it for the day on this shit, guys, really. Yeah.